if you owned Path of Exile and you helped a guy and you had to sit there as the guy that makes the game, very busy stuff going on in your life, you're having to sit there for several hours emailing this guy back and forth, and support tickets, having to email him for hours and hours to sort multiple problems across multiple months, across multiple times, and you've sat there and you've got this guy unbanned, for him to basically go and call you a bold fucking retard and talk a load of shit about how you have no idea what you're doing and you're a moron, I would ban him. The reason I'm trying to avoid laughing at it isn't because of him calling Chris a bold effing R word. It's because I've noticed that on the right hand side he has been promoted adverts that are for sustainable hair care after he's been suspended for calling somebody bold. Hey guys, I was actually just finishing editing a 15-minute video cut down into about 10 manageable minutes, all about the PathofMatth situation. He's just gone ahead and he's uploaded a full 55-minute video about everything that's going on. If you're interested in figuring out from his perspective what happened, I'll link his video in the description. The reason I'm now recording this in one take is after watching the video back, I realized so much of it is just complete waffle. And I think the best way to approach this is just to explain literally what the video is and my opinion in the most concise manner. So first of all, here is what happened. He had multiple suspensions, and eventually it's cascaded down and it's become a permanent ban into an ID ban. If you don't know what an ID ban is, it basically means that you can't play the game again. Right, that's it, you're kind of done. And that seems incredibly harsh on somebody that just basically talked a bit of shit, right? I think we can agree. However, having looked into it more and having watched this video, that wasn't the case. I don't revel in somebody being cancelled. I don't like when somebody loses their job or their sponsorships, because let's be honest, everything's getting really expensive in the world. Everything's difficult. And trying to carve out a niche job like a content creator is incredibly difficult, and he's done really good videos, and it's a shame that it's come to this point. I completely get it. I'm not reveling in cancelling this guy at all. However, when I'm seeing all of these videos saying you're a legend, you're a legend, you're a legend, your guides are amazing, I can't see why you've been banned, you're the best guide creator, you're the best build creator, you're so knowledgeable, that's missing the point. It doesn't matter how knowledgeable you are about PoE or how good your guides are. Unfortunately, he's done a few things wrong that he really shouldn't have done. And you can say if it was too much or not enough, but I will just honestly, hand on heart, describe what happened. Now, ban number one was basically based off Reddit. Ban number one was, what he used to do was he used to go on Reddit and he used to basically defend himself in the third person after being banned, and he would also ask people to like brigade upvote, meaning hey, come and upvote this, and let's be honest, probably downvote this, etc. He says in his own words that that was a deserved ban, and that's Reddit. We don't really care about Reddit. Reddit's a cesspit, and you know, it is what it is. Bit of bullshit on Reddit, okay, it's not the end of the world. The second or ban that you want to call it is he violated GGG's giveaway policy. Now, there's an incredibly lengthy discussion all about TOS in this video. What it basically comes down to is, I believe, a misunderstanding. What he believes is he would tell his viewers, hey guys, we're going to be going into, let's give an example, Global Chat 55. And then he would say, right, everybody spam a number between 1 and 1,000. When they finish spamming, he would look in his client text, use a Google number generator, find a random number, and then give away his items to that person. Now, in the grand scheme of things, it's not the end of the world. It's just giving away some stuff. However, in the eyes of GGG, this can be seen as RMT because you're technically gaining growth, viewership, and all of this stuff that can come about through non-direct means, meaning yes, he didn't enable this only to his subscribers, etc. Now, I do have some sympathy with him because in many regards the giveaway aspect is a slippery slope, and it's a bit, how do we say, it's a bit confusing at times, and I get it can be a bit confusing. However, what he was doing was misinterpreting their guidelines and statements. Basically what GGG was saying was, listen, don't take over an entire channel because somebody might report you for spam. Get them to send you the messages in whispers. That would help you in your cause and cause us, you know, to not have to respond to 1,000 tickets from you, etc. And they would basically want him to not announce it on stream or anything like that, or tell people. Their idea of what PathofMatth was going to do was he was going to just one day randomly appear in a random chat channel, and anybody that happened to be in that chat channel, I'll give you an example. If I went into chat channel 21 and said, hey guys, the next person to name a Manchester United footballer wins my Soul Taker, that's entirely fine. But PathofMatth was using his viewers to say, hey, we're going into this channel, and as a result you're kind of gaining viewers and followers through this means. This was 2 years ago, and he was suspended for it. And let's be honest, it's a bit of a grey area, but it's rightly so. It wasn't a full-time ban, a permanent suspension, or anything like that. It was just a bit of a slap on the wrist, and he should have learned from it. It is a grey area because, again, if I started to give away items really cheap on trade, people could watch my stream, realise when the item was going up and be ready for it, and then I could gain viewers from it. Technically, there's grey areas. I understand it's a bit bullshit, but for all intents and purposes, it was a valid ban. The problem then was he went on to do some pretty, I would say, poor emails, relentlessly emailing after a few minutes. So it would be like, my account was locked, 2 minutes later he would email again, an hour later he would email again, and generally his tone with support wasn't great. I don't know if that came across for him, but in the videos that I watched, his tone with all of the support people wasn't great. For example, one of the staff members said, basically, can you stop spamming me? And then he said, in air quotes, I'm sorry about the spam, my bad kind of vibes, right? So the air quotes kind of means to me and anybody else, like, it's not really spam, but if you want to call it that, sure, I'll stop it, bro. A few things just came across the wrong way. He had a rub-in with a guy called Rob. He made some jokes about his username, etc. So there was some like Rob the Rope and all of this stuff that could or could have not been said by him, with fake screenshots that were proven to be fake screenshots. Long story short, he ends up getting Chris Wilson to actually email him back and forth. And the key thing I want people to understand here is he's been banned a couple of times, and with him basically calling out a staff member and making sort of fun of him with usernames in game. Forget this fake Discord screenshots. Chris said that this would normally be a permanent ban, like you're done, flat out. However, because he knows it's PathofMath's job and it's important to him, he gave him another chance and he unbanned him. So anybody else with sense and knowing it's his job would think, I've been let off the hook once, twice, 3 times here. I should be grateful, whether it was an annoying situation, whether it should or shouldn't have happened, you should be grateful and just think, right, the guy that's made the game, and I want to put this across, having a developer that has made the game talk to you is a very rare and privileged thing. You might laugh and say, bro, it's just Chris Wilson, who gives a shit. It's rare. You're not going to get the dude that made Call of Duty or Activision basically sat at home at his PC messaging you each night. So it's a rare thing, and he's gone out of his way to talk the staff down and be like I know it's offended you, etc, 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 but let's not ban this guy. It's his job, and he helps us, and he does good guides, and they've talked him down to just a month suspension or whatever it was for the league. And the way PathofMatth responded to this act or olive branch, whatever you want to call it, from Chris Wilson, is to several months down the road begin to call him brain dead, bold fuck, retard, and all of this stuff, right? And probably other things that we don't know about. Now I want to look at yourself and ask yourself honestly, if you owned Path of Exile and you helped a guy and you had to sit there as the guy that made the game, very busy stuff going on in your life, you're having to sit there for several hours emailing this guy back and forth, and support tickets, having to email him for hours and hours to sort multiple problems across multiple months, across multiple times, and you've sat there and you've got this guy unbanned. For them for him to basically go and call you a bold fucking retard and talk a load of shit about how you have no idea what you're doing and you're a moron, I would ban him. Now, I'm sorry, I don't revel in the guy being cancelled, and I don't normally talk about these types of things because there's been bans with like Empyrean Gaming, with like bugs and all of this kind of stuff, and this stuff goes on a lot, but it kind of just rubbed me up the wrong way because everybody's championing this guy because he made great guides, and that's true. I followed some of his guides myself. It's not about this guy being cancelled. It's about the fact that the guy that built the bloody game helped him quite often, multiple times, to get unbanned, and he's just thrown it back in his face, and as a result he's been suspended forever, and it sucks for him. But in this instance I think it makes sense. I don't think you should do that. That's all I can really say on the matter. There's tons of complex stuff back and forth. He said, she said, this TOS said this, I didn't say this, I've got bottled up frustration. And I think the thing for me that summed it up, and you can watch the full video and form your own opinion, which I encourage you to do so, but the thing that summed it up for me was right at the end. He basically said it was really annoying that Asmongold took a Reddit comment and made a 40-minute video on it, having not done anything. All he did was take the Reddit comment and hate on me. That's not what he did. Asmongold looked at all of the footage, formed his own opinion, and basically came to the same conclusion of, I think he said something along the lines of, one strike is like one strike, but, you know, it's like a dot on a map, but if you keep doing those dots, it forms a line, and if you follow the line, it's probably going to end up it's not going very well for you. So look, yeah, maybe there was some bullshit on Reddit. Maybe there was some bullshit on a giveaway. Maybe there was some bullshit on a staff getting triggered or whatever. Maybe there was some bullshit on a fake message. Maybe there was some bullshit about an in-game username about Rob. But when the team is spending time to help you and then you throw it back in their face, you can't act surprised when this happens. And I don't think he is acting surprised. To be honest, I think he accepts what's happened. But yeah, I just thought I'd just give my opinion on it, because my last video, a few people were like 50-50. I think it's like 50% likes, 50% dislikes. I just generally think the tone of his emails and stuff like that just came across very, very confrontational. He even says himself, I've got to work on that. And it's okay, you can be a bit confrontational. I understand it was very frustrating having your account locked as it's your job. But like, I just feel like this isn't so much at PathofMatth. There's a sense of entitlement from PoE players that everything needs to be done instantly. I saw a post the other day that I can't believe the patch has been delayed. It's outrageous. They're all sat on their arse doing nothing at the weekend, and it's like, most companies aren't all sat around discussing. Chris isn't on Reddit before he goes to bed answering stuff and coming up with a patch and then getting it out in a few days. So it would just have a bit of time. The game's not in the best spot. I could do with some more loot, could do with being a bit more fun. I don't like being one shot by Arch Nemesis in Delve. It's a bit shit, isn't it? But when you've been handed an olive branch and you're sponsored by Logitech and you've got a livelihood, we've got to admit it was idiotic to then go ahead and call the guy that's been helping you out since it says like Sunday 2021-03-14 to then just throw it back in his face. Come on, like, you can't be doing that. That's all I gotta say.